Good morning everybody, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. And this morning I come to you from another beautiful location, and an unusual location at that. As you can see here, I'm on an old tennis court up here at Medlow, Bath, and I'm at the Hydro Majestic Hotel, which was once a casino, and believe it or not, it was once owned by a famous Greek named Theomoros back in the day. Anyway, let's go for a bit of a walk and talk. I love this wall. I love this little archway in this rock wall. How beautiful is this? I could sit here all day. What a beautiful backdrop. But let's go for a walk and talk, and I'll tell you a story. Let me share a story from back in the day. Back in the day when I was young, my parents, I'm an only child by the way, so it's just me, it was me, my father and my mother. So an only child, born in 1960, and back a number of years ago, I remember coming up here for a drive with my father. My parents worked 7 days a week. We had different businesses over the years, and the hours were long. But I do remember one day getting in the car and just coming for a drive with my father, and we decided to come up to Katoomba and have a drive. And I remember it was when I had my license and my father had his new car. So we had a top of the line Mercedes 450 SEL. So I thought I'd go for a drive and we'll just go and give it a bit of a run on the open road. So I'll just show you this hotel here. It's a wonderful reminder of yesteryear. It's been renovated and done up again. But let's go for a walk down here so we can have a look at the mountains. I can see snow out there as well, so I'll try and take a drive out there. Get to see some snow today. So we came for a drive. My father and I sitting there chatting away, enjoying this beautiful new car, new piece of machinery, V8, top of the line, Mercedes, and I was in heaven. I was in absolute heaven. Putting the foot to the metal there and speeding. My father continually telling me to slow down just in case the police caught us. But we got up here and we decided to go get some petrol. So we pulled up to the petrol station, filled the car, and I remember back then the Mercedes 450 SEL had a 96 litre tank, a massive tank. Took forever to fill up, took lots and lots of petrol. So I was filling it up, filling, and then we got to whatever it was, I don't know how much it was, and the time came to pay. So my father, reaches into his pocket, and my father normally because we had a shop, we had a business, he used to have cash on him all the time, and he used to have bills. He used to have lots and lots of bills in his pocket. Reach into his pocket, and believe it or not, he goes, Yemu, έχω αφήσει τα λεφτά στο σπίτι. I've left my money at home. And this was before the days of credit cards, and it was back in the days where cash was king, and you had to have cash and you had to pay. And all of a sudden we're in a predicament. You can imagine the look on our face. What do we do now? We're miles from home. We didn't have mobile phones. It was pre-mobile phone times, and we didn't have a cent on us. I relied on my father to pay because I was back at uni back in those days, so I wasn't working and earning an income. And I always remember and always knew my father always had a pocket full of money. So what do? We sat there and we thought. So we went in to the cashier, told him our predicament, and my father says, I know somebody who works at the Hydro Majestic. Or he said that I'll go to the Hydro Majestic. We'll go to the Hydro Majestic and see if Theo Morris is there and borrow some money. So we came down here to the Hydro Majestic. My father came inside, and thank God he caught up with a person that he knew, the cook, the chef here, who also used to go to the Lesky in Elizabeth Street and play cards on a Tuesday night back in the day when all the Greeks would catch up once a week. They were very social back then. I remember my father religiously every Tuesday, Mr. Papadopoulos would come past, pick him up, and they would go to the Lesky, the Hellenic House in Sydney, down at Elizabeth Street, and they'd be playing cards, chatting, smoking, and carrying on. And they'd come back late at night, and the next day they'd be working again. They worked hard and played just as hard. So the good news is we came down here, we borrowed some money off the chef, I forget what his name was, but my father was able to pay him back on the Tuesday when he came down to the Lesky. So we paid for our fuel and went back home. So how do we use this? What's the message here? I guess the message for me, it was a great lesson in life that you need to have money. You need to have money to get by, and you need cash, or you need to have funds available and funds in reserve. So how do we use this once again for young people? I guess the key is to always have some money in reserve. Have some money there for a rainy day. They always say that it's important to have funds on tap, and or at least have people that you know who can top up your funds when you need it. The other great message that came from that day also, sorry for that, the other great message that I learned from that day is that you need to be an option thinker. I just froze. I remember I just froze when all of a sudden we had no money. We were in the middle of nowhere, literally miles from home, couldn't contact anybody. And I felt embarrassed as well, not having any money, having filled the car with fuel. So another lesson is that you need to make sure that you got money before you fill your car up. But the important thing is to have the courage to be able to ask for help. A lot of people I know, especially men, are very, very reluctant to ask for help in their hour of need. I don't know what it is. It's our egos, it's the way we've been brought up. Men rarely ask for help, are uncomfortable in asking for help, and basically go through life carrying a lot of challenges, a lot of pain, and a lot of suffering. And that baggage they carry into their relationships, they carry into their jobs, and they carry through their lives. So the message to young people, to young boys, to young men, is to don't be too proud. Just because you're driving a Mercedes doesn't mean that you don't run out of money sometimes. Always think that there is an option, and always remember there is somebody out there who is able to help you, and you pay them back. It's not as if you're going to borrow the money and just run away with it. You're more than capable of borrowing money and being honourable and paying it back. I've had people borrow money off me, and in some cases people forget to pay it back, and I'm sure that I've forgotten to pay money back to people as well. But it shouldn't stop us in life. So that's my story. That's my wonderful story with my father. And my father was a very proud man, but he always liked asking. He always liked asking for directions, whereas when I was young, I was embarrassed. Don't ask for directions, Instead of him being negative to me, I was always negative to him. So I guess as I get older, I get more and more like my father. My father was very social. He was very funny, always liked to have a bit of a chat and have some fun with people. Whereas when I was young, I was much shyer than what I am now, and I was always much reluctant, always much more reserved, worrying what people thought. But don't care anymore. I've grown up now. I don't give a damn. My job is to enjoy myself, to express myself, and to give other people wings as well. Anyway, let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly of all, have a plan B. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. And whenever you get a chance, come up here to Katoomba, bring your money of course, and come and check out this Hydro Majestic, which has been revamped over the years, and it's glorious. It's an old building, but it's got character. It's got character, it's got class, and it's got a taste of yesteryear. The sort of thing that it's missing. You can go to a lot of beautiful hotels these days, but that they're missing that pizzazz. They're missing that old world feel, that old world charm. Check out behind me. Check out how beautiful this building is. Absolutely glorious. Could you imagine this in its heyday? It would have had celebrities coming here from all over the world. You would have had the beautiful people of the past eras, past times, pulling up here with their cars and being checked out and checking out each other. It's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, let's finish up, and until we talk again, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I'll be coming to you from another location. Don't know where, don't know when, but I'll be delivering another message and highlighting somewhere else which is beautiful and a part of my life. And I wish my father was alive. I wish he was alive so we could come back here again and just walk around, have a beer, have a chat, and just to thank him. Thanking him for spending time with me, thanking him for taking me on trips, and thanking him for everything he did. I remember before my father died, I did tell him that he was the only person in the world that cared for me. Anyway, Yasas, remember your fathers and take care on this beautiful day. Bye for now. Bye.